Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is your shortcut to feeling seriously well-informed.
We dive into the sources you care about, pull out the key knowledge, the surprising facts.
And it's all tailored for you, the learner, so you can really skip that information overload.
Okay, so today we're digging into a YouTube video. It's from the channel Julia Contesoto.
Right, and the title is Aprenda o básico para não passar perrengue.
Which, for anyone who doesn't speak Portuguese, basically means learn the basics so you don't go through hardship or get into tricky spots.
Yeah, it's a really great guide, actually. Basic survival English for, getting around the United States. So our mission here with this deep dive is really to pull out those practical English phrases for you, and maybe some cultural insights, too, from the video.
Yeah, think of it like a guide to avoid those common little travel problems, those parangs she talks about.
Exactly, especially when you're just getting coffee or eating out, finding your way around. Okay, let's get into it. It starts with a personal story, right?
It does, yeah. The YouTuber, she shares her own parang. It's pretty relatable.
Right.
She talks about a time she really, really needed a restroom and then realized she didn't actually know all the different ways you could ask for one in English.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that can happen. So she mentions, what was it? The different ways to say bathroom.
Exactly. She points out there are a couple of ways to say it and write it. It seems simple, right?
Yeah.
But it sets the stage perfectly for the kind of practical need-to-know stuff we're covering. Sometimes it's those basic things that trip you up.
It really makes you think, what other simple phrases might not be so obvious when you actually need them?
That's a great point. And from that story, the video moves really smoothly into something super common, especially if you're in New York.
Let me guess.
Coffee.
Coffee. Just deciding on the spur of the moment to stop for a coffee.
The classic New York coffee run. Okay, so what do you need to know for that? The video covers vocabulary, right?
Yep, essentials. Like sizes, small, medium, large. Seems easy enough.
But then, a really important difference. To stay or to go.
Ah, right. For here or to go, they sometimes say.
Exactly. So to stay means you'll drink it there in the coffee shop. But to go, as she points out, is huge in New York.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Everyone's walking around with a cup.
It's that whole grab-and-go culture, Really reflects the pace of the city. Time's valuable.
For sure. Okay, what else? Straws?
Yeah, the word is just straw, and she gives a little memory trick. Link straw to the start of strawberry. Silly, maybe, but it works.
Hey, whatever helps you remember. And napkins, obviously.
Yeah.
Just napkin.
Right. But what's good is how she puts it all together. It's not just words. She walks through like a Starbucks scenario.
Okay.
And even gives her own usual order. What was it? Medium iced tea with lemonade and peach.
Specific? But yeah, that shows you how to actually use the words.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it gets into the Starbucks specific language, which can be, well, a thing.
Oh, you mean the tall, grand, venti thing?
That's the one. So, yeah, small is tall, medium is grand, and large is venti.
It does feel like a secret code sometimes.
It kind of does. But importantly, she reassures you that saying small, medium, or large, totally fine. They'll understand.
That's good to know. Phew, less pressure.
Definitely. And she also mentions how they usually ask for your name at Starbucks. May I have your name?
Right, and they write it on a cup. It's part of the whole experience.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Okay, coffee run successful. What's next? Restaurants.
Yep, moving on to restaurants. And this is where she flags some pretty big differences in etiquette compared to Brazil, for example, but it applies to lots of visitors.
Okay, like what?
Well, first off, you often can't just sit down anywhere. You'll see signs, please wait to be seated.
Ah, right. You need to wait for the host or hostess.
Exactly. The person at the front, they find you a table. It's just, more structured.
Makes sense. And then they ask that question.
Party of how many? Or maybe how many people in your group.
And party just means your group size, right? Not an actual party.
Correct. So if it's just you, you say party of one or table for one.
Okay, got it. Then you sit down and the server comes over. Drinks first, usually.
Usually, yeah. They'll often start with something like, hi, would you like something to drink? Pretty standard opening.
Now, ordering. This is where politeness comes in, right?
Yeah.
The video talks about not just saying, I want.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I want a Coke works, technically, but it can sound a bit blunt.
A little abrupt, maybe.
Yeah.
So what are the better options?
Well, she suggests, that's really common. Can I have a Coke? It's clear, but polite.
Okay, can I have good middle ground?
Or if you want to be extra polite, maybe a bit more formal, may I have a please?
May I have a Coke, please? Adding the please is always good.
Definitely. And another one she gives is, I'd like to order a Coke. So I'd like to order a Coke. Loads of options, really.
Gives you flexibility depending on how formal the place feels, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. And what if you're not ready? If you need more time?
Good question. Don't panic.
Right. Just say something like, I'm sorry, I need a few more minutes, please.
Yeah.
Polite, clear, no rush.
Perfect. Okay, now, meat. This is crucial if you eat meat.
Oh, absolutely. If you order steak or maybe even a burger, sometimes they'll ask, how would you like your meat?
And you need to know the terms for doneness, the video list.
Yep. You've got rare, very red inside, medium rare, warm red center, medium pink center, medium, well, just a hint of pink, and well done, no pink at all.
Okay, good to know those. Rare, medium, medium, well done. Got it.
Telling your preference there is key. And here's a great tip she gives.
Yeah?
If you're looking at the menu, maybe the dish name is tricky to say, just point.
Just point.
Yeah, point and say, can I have this one? She says it works every time. Universally understood.
That's brilliant. So simple. Have you ever done that?
Oh, definitely. It saves potential awkwardness with pronunciation sometimes. Okay, so meal's done. Time to pay.
The bill.
Yeah.
Or the check.
Right. She notes check is probably more common in the US, but bill works too.
And asking for it, same politeness rules apply.
Pretty much. Can I have the bill check, please? May I like the bill check, please? Or I'd like the bill check, please. All perfectly fine.
And splitting it, if you're with friends.
The word is split. Just ask, can I split, please? Or can we split the check? Simple.
Okay. And she mentions tipping too, right? Briefly.
Yeah, just a quick mention that tip is important. It's a big part of U.S. restaurant culture, so definitely something to be aware of.
Good point. And leftovers. Taking food home.
Yeah. You can just say, can I have this to go? That's super common.
To go. Again.
Yeah.
Versatile phrase.
Yes. Or slightly more formal, maybe. Could you put this in a box? Same result.
Okay. Seems like dining out is covered pretty well there.
I think so. Then the video moves on to just like general everyday phrases, stuff you might need on the street.
Right, like asking for directions. What's the key there?
Always start with, excuse me. Just polite to get someone's attention first.
Makes sense.
Then the main phrase is, I'm looking for the nearest subway station.
And you can swap out subway station for anything, right? A Zara, an Apple store.
Whatever you need. And actually, right when she's explaining this in the video, you hear New York City sirens.
No way. That's hilarious.
So authentic.
It really is.
Yeah.
Quintessential New York. Okay, another key one. Asking the price.
How much is it?
That's it. And she points out you can just point at the item while you ask. Totally normal.
Good tip. And photos. Asking someone to take your picture.
Again, start with excuse me. Then, can you take a picture of me?
Easy peasy.
Nice and simple. Okay, and she circled back to the restroom thing too.
She did. Just to clarify that while bathroom is super common, you'll also see and hear restrooms a lot, especially in public buildings, malls, that kind of thing.
And she was initially confused by restrooms.
Yeah. She thought it meant like a place to rest, which just shows how even simple words can sometimes be tricky.
That's funny. Okay, so then there was a bonus tip specifically for New York.
Yes. For anyone heading to NYC, this is gold. Navigating the subway.
Yes. Definitely a source of confusion for first-timers. I've been there. What's the main issue?
It's usually understanding the direction of the trains. The key words are uptown and downtown, at least in Manhattan.
Right. Uptown is north, downtown is south.
Generally, yeah. Going up the island or down the island. But here's the crucial bit.
Which is?
It's relative to where you are.
Okay, explain that.
So the video uses Central Park as an example. If you're south of the park, like in Soho, you need an uptown train to get there.
Right. Going north towards it.
But if you're already north of the park, maybe way up in Washington Heights, you'd need a downtown train to get to Central Park.
Okay. So it depends entirely on your starting point. That's really important.
Super important.
Yeah.
But the good news is the stations have clear signs. You'll see arrows pointing to downtown trains and uptown trains.
That helps.
Definitely. Oh, and one final tip. Back to Starbucks for a second.
Another Starbucks tip.
Okay. Ice. If you find they put too much ice in your drink.
Which they sometimes do.
Yeah, just ask for light ice.
Light ice. Simple as that.
Simple as that. Can make a surprising difference to how much actual drink you get.
Good to know. Okay, so that pretty much covers the main points from the video, doesn't it?
I think so, yeah. It's a really solid set of basic tools.
Absolutely. So there you have it. The learner, a really concentrated dose of practical, useful English, plus some cultural bits, all from Julia Contesoto's video.
The whole goal of this deep dive was really to arm you with those basics, the language tools you need for common situations in the U.S.
Hopefully helping you avoid some of those tricky parangs.
Exactly. We hope this hasn't just given you phrases, but maybe boosted your confidence a bit too, for traveling or even just understanding movies or shows better.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey!
And that leads us to our final thought for you to maybe mull over. What other seemingly tiny language things or maybe cultural differences could potentially lead to unexpected mix-ups or difficulties when you travel? And thinking bigger, how does actually paying attention to these little details maybe enrich how we understand different cultures and maybe even make the world feel a little more, connected?
That's a good one. Something to definitely think about.
Indeed. Until our next deep dive, keep exploring.